0. This is CBS News.
If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring system helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
It's 10:03. Tom Ackerman with you in our KMOX studio. Sports on a Sunday morning, sponsored by Gray Bar. To follow this Cardinals Hall of Fame ceremony, let's go to the podium. Bally Sports Midwest and Chip Carey at Ballpark Village introducing Cardinals leadership.
In addition to great leadership, what makes this event and this organization so special is the ability to fill a stage with incredible baseball talents and baseball personalities. Let's welcome back our Cardinals Hall of Famers. How about a big round of applause for our Hall of Famers as we welcome them to the stage? As you'll notice, almost every single one of these gentlemen has had a connection to today's inductee, Jose Oquendo. Let's start with a teammate of Jose's. One of the great defensive first basemen ever to play the game. He was first teammates with Jose for the Mets, then great rivals during the Cardinals-Mets 80s rivalry, 1979 co-MVP, Keith Hernandez. Brilliant. For his entire career with the Cardinals, Jose Oquendo was with him as a coach, Cy Young Award winner, and two-time world champion, Chris Carpenter. His walk-off heroics in the 2004 NLCS included a high five from third base coach Jose Oquendo, Gold Glover, world champion, one of the greatest defensive center fielders of all time, and one of my partners on Bally Sports, Jimmy Ballgame, Jim Edmonds. Good. This man almost needs no introduction. His at-bats were a must-see for Cardinals fans. The rest of the nation serving on the Cardinals coaching staff with Jose for 3 seasons, Big Mac Mark McGwire. He had more shutouts in 1985 than all of the pitchers in the National League combined. And this season, he was teammates with Jose for 4 years, John Tudor. Teammates with Jose for 3 years, an all-star at second base who played in 3 World Series with the Cardinals, Tommy Herr. A combination of defense, speed, and power, this man hit the most home runs in the history of Busch Stadium, too. He was an all-star while playing alongside Jose for 5 years, the great Ray Langford. A two-time All-Star and Cardinals all-time saves leader, he closed out his career with exactly 300 saves. And he also spent 7 Cardinal years with Oquendo as a coach, a man whose name my grandfather had no chance of pronouncing, Jason Isringhausen. And now let's introduce members of both the National Baseball Hall of Fame and members of the Cardinals Hall of Fame. The all-time winningest manager for the Cardinals. He added the secret weapon to his staff in 1999. 11 playoff appearances, including 2 World Series champions, and 4 National League pennants followed. Let's welcome Tony La Russa. This man hit 300 7 different times. He hit 20 homers 6 times. He caught 122 shutouts. He's the greatest offensive catcher in Cardinals history. And my hero growing up, Ted Simmons. Our newest Major League Baseball Hall of Famer, one of the best third basemen of all time and a player who spent 6 years under the coaching tutelage of Jose Oquendo, Scott Rowland. And finally, first ballot Hall of Famer, a 10-year teammate of Jose Oquendo, and the greatest shortstop of all time, the Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith. Since our Hall of Fame induction ceremony in August of last year, we lost 3 great men, 2 National Baseball Hall of Famers, and a man that was with the Cardinals organization for over 70 years. Please join us as we remember Bruce Sutter, Tim McCarver, and the longtime voice of the Cardinals, Mike Shannon.
Just for yourself, first pitch, and there it goes. It's a home run.
I got to tell you, when I was 1 in 20, I'd been with the Cardinal organization for 4 years, and believe me, I'd given my heart, my body, and my soul to St. Louis baseball.
The first 2 have been retired. Gorman Thomas has proven to be a tough customer. Sutter from the belt to the plate. A swing and a miss, and that's the winner. That's the winner. A World Series winner for the Cardinals.
Swing and a miss. The Cardinals are world champions for 2006.
The kid tried to sneak a fastball by him, and as the guy said, that's like trying to sneak the sun by the roof.
That's the way you play some baseball. Listen to this crowd. We're here for a short period of time and enjoy it and try to enhance it in any way we can. And hopefully I've done that over the years. God bless you. Thanks.
I know we all miss them terribly, but they're looking down from above with a big smile on their face that we're all here today to celebrate our 10th induction class of the St. Louis Cardinals Hall of Fame. Please welcome today's honorees, the 2023 Cardinals Hall of Fame induction class. A 12-year career with the Cardinals, he led the National League in earned run average in 1943 and was the winning pitcher of the clinching game in the 1944 World Series against the St. Louis Browns. Let's welcome Max Lanier. And representing Max is his son, Hal Lanier, a former Cardinals coach from 1981 through 85 and the 1986 Manager of the Year for the Houston Astros. Hal Lanier, welcome. And as we said through all of our introductions, our next inductee has a connection to almost every single one of the men that are sitting behind me today. He's been synonymous with the Cardinals for nearly 4 decades as a player, a coach, and an instructor. He signed to pro baseball at just 15 years of age. He came to the Cardinals in 1986 and quickly became a dynamic and powerful up-the-middle tandem with Ozzie Smith. The organization added him as a coach in 1999, and now he's one of the most highly regarded instructors in team history, receiving the franchise's George Kissel Award in 2022 for excellence in player development. Ladies and gentlemen, the secret weapon, Jose Oquendo. Hall of Fame weekend is one of the signature events on the Cardinals calendar. It brings our past together with the present, and we celebrate the best in Cardinals baseball. Hope you'll join me as we recognize some folks that are in the audience today to salute Jose and Max. Cardinals broadcasters John Rooney and Ricky Horton are here. Our great Spanish broadcast team, Polo Asensio and Benji Molina, they're here. Hi, Polo. Former clubhouse manager Buddy Bates and longtime Cardinals traveling secretary C.J. Cherry are here. Current Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol is here. Was Ollie in the front row? Former Cardinals coach Joe Bettini is here, as well as former Cardinals players Scott Terry, Glenn Brunner, Neil Fiala, John Costello, and Ted Sizemore. Welcome, guys. So let's get on to the fun part. Oh, yeah, there's one more guy. I did that on purpose. This is my first time. Hey, Albert Pujols is here, too. Why don't you get a big round of applause? Yeah, Brad would have gotten it right. That's right. All right, let's get to the fun part. Let's induct these guys, shall we? Let's welcome our chairman of the board of the Cardinals, Mr. Bill DeWitt.
Thanks, Chip. I want to start by thanking everyone who came out this morning to support our new inductees. It's exciting to see such a great turnout, plus the support of our broadcasters, members of the current team, and former players. This has become a very special weekend, and we are very proud of the tradition it has created. I want to thank the Red Ribbon Committee. We have a tremendous group that has genuine respect for Cardinals history and a sincere approach in nominating our players. I also want to thank Edward Jones. We would not have found a better partner for our Hall of Fame, their people, and their approach, which is always first class. Finally, I'm extremely thankful for our Hall of Fame inductees. Having 14 Hall of Famers on the stage with us today is just great. Each one of them is a shining example of baseball excellence. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DeWitt. Let's welcome to the podium Cardinals team president, Bill DeWitt III.
Thanks, Chip. Yesterday at the ballpark, we were honored to have Scott Rowland's official Hall of Fame plaque from Cooperstown in the building. It was great to see so many fans lining up to get their picture with it. As I watched that experience, I had a big sense of pride about our own Hall of Fame. There's so many times that I walk through the Edward Jones Hall of Fame gallery where our own plaques are hung and see families and school groups learning about the history and taking photos. Each one of our inductees today will be given their own Hall of Fame plaque, identical to the one that's hung in our gallery in Cardinals Nation. Also, just behind you here, we honor our Hall of Famers with markers in the bricks on the Maryville University Walk of Fame, which connects Busch Stadium and Ballpark Village to the rest of the city and that great World Series trophy in the circle there. I'd like to thank the team from Ballpark Village for hosting us and acknowledge a number of key people from the Cardinals who have worked hard to make today possible. Vice Presidents Vicki Bryan and Dan Farrell, who are both here, Nate Green, Brittany Shelp, Amy Barra with the museum, Joe Pfeiffer, Larry State, and everyone who coordinates with our alumni players. They do a great job. Tony Simakaitis, Craig Wilson, and their production staff to put all this stuff on, and everyone in our front office who chips in big ways and small. And finally, I want to say thanks to our great fans who make the Hall of Fame so special. Every year, thousands of Cardinals fans vote on the new ballot and make the museum and gallery part of their Cardinals experience. You make the guys in the red jackets behind me feel so special at events like this, and that's why they keep coming back. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. In addition to nominating modern players for fan balloting, the Red Ribbon panel of Cardinals baseball experts select a veteran player for induction using a secret ballot process. Our 2023 St. Louis Cardinals Hall of Fame veteran inductee, Max Lanier. Let's check out the video.
At this time on Bally Sports Midwest, as the Cardinals Hall of Fame ceremony is underway, they're showing video of Max Lanier, the terrific pitcher from the 1940s, world champion in 42 and 44, 1943, as you'll hear the description coming up, the ERA leader in the National League. Hal Lanier will be accepting on his father's behalf, the Cardinals third base coach from 1981 to 85. Max Lanier is in the Cardinals Hall of Fame. You're listening to a live broadcast from Bally Sports Midwest and KMOX of the Cardinals Hall of Fame ceremony at Ballpark Village, just outside of Busch Stadium. Jose Oquendo and Max Lanier, the inductees. Let's go back to Chip Carey.
Mr. Lanier, if you would, please come over and stand in front of your dad's Hall of Fame plaque, and we'll ask Cardinals President Bill DeWitt to step to the podium to read the inscription, please.
So the plaque reads Max Lanier, 1938 to 1946, and 1949 to 1951. Key member of the pitching staff during Cardinals' successful World War II era. Hard-throwing left-hander, won 45 games from 1942 to 1944, as St. Louis captured 3 consecutive National League pennants and 2 World Championships. Led the National League with a 1.90 ERA in 1943. Winning pitcher in decisive 1944 Streetcar Series Game 6 victory over the St. Louis Browns. His 1.71 ERA in the Fall Classic games is 4th best in Cardinals history. 2-time NL All-Star, and ranks 8th in franchise annals with 2.84 ERA among pitchers with at least 750 innings. Tied for 7th with 20 shutouts, and tied for 11th with 101 wins.
Your dad is now officially a Cardinal Hall of Famer. Please say a few words.
Thank you so much. I'd like to thank the Cardinals for bringing me back here, one of my favorite cities ever in St. Louis. It is so great to see some of the Hall of Famers here today, familiar faces, and especially the ones that I knew when I was a coach for the Cardinals organization. This is a very, very special day for the Lanier family and for our father, Max Lanier, to be joining the Cardinals Hall of Fame. I'd like to thank the Red Ribbon Committee for inducting Max Lanier into the Cardinals Hall of Fame. It's quite an honor for him to go into the Hall of Fame with the Cardinals. I'd like to introduce some of the people that are here today from the Lanier family. I'm sorry to say that my wife, Pam, and daughter, Kristen, cannot be here, but they send their congratulations from Florida to congratulate Dad on being inducted. The first one is a big, big Cardinal fan, and she lives in California in the San Francisco Giants territory, but she still roots for the Cardinals. My wonderful daughter, Heather Lanier. My brother, who lives in Florida like I do, Terry Lanier and his wife Donna, and their 2 sons, Kevin and his family, and Wesley Lanier and his family. A very good friend from North Carolina, where Dad grew up. She's more like family to us because we've known them so long. Melanie Elliott, and we really appreciate you coming. Her late husband, Jimmy, in North Carolina, built a museum right next to their house, honoring Dad with all the memorabilia that Jimmy acquired. So thank you so much for coming also. Yeah. Dad grew up in a small town in North Carolina known as Denton, North Carolina, very small. He lived with his mom and dad on a farm, and probably a lot of people don't know this, but when Dad started playing and pitching, he was a right-handed pitcher. He hurt his right elbow very bad, not once, but twice, and he had to stop throwing right-handed. But his love and passion for the game of baseball, he learned how to throw left-handed, and that he did. I mean, every day he would go out and throw to someone in the family, which was a big family. He would throw every day, rain, snow, whatever the case may be. And again, in 1934, his dreams came true. The Cardinals signed him to a contract. He played 12 years with the Cardinals as a left-hand pitcher, starting pitcher, had 101 wins and 69 losses. His earned run average was 2.84. He played in 2 All-Star games, and he was with the Cardinals organization in the World Series in 1942, 43, and 44. He won, probably his best year came in 1943 when he went 15-7 with an earned run average of 1.71, and that was a league leading. That's unbelievable. After that, he played, he was with the organization for a while, but when I was growing up, all he talked about was the St. Louis Cardinals. His teammates, Stan Musial, his roommate, Red Shandies, Terry Moore, Enos Slower. I could go on and on. But Dad, even after he left the organization and he was retired, he still talked about the Cardinal organization. In 2007, Max Lanier passed away. But his last wishes were to be buried with a Cardinal cap beside him, and that he was. I know he's looking down today on all of us and with a big smile on his face. Again, this is quite an honor for him. And on behalf of the Lanier family, I'd like to thank the Cardinals again for paying tribute to our father, to our grandfather, and a great-grandfather, my dad, Max Lanier. Thank you so much.
Another round of applause for the Lanier family. That was wonderful. Independent of the red ribbon panel selection process, the Cardinals organization retains the right to annually induct an individual who's been an important figure in Cardinals history and whose contributions to the franchise warrant induction. And that man is this year's inductee, Jose Oquendo. Please enjoy the video.
Right now, a video being shown on the video board at Ballpark Village from Bally Sports Midwest of Jose Oquendo. This is a player and a person who has meant so much to this organization. Tom Ackerman in our St. Louis studios here as we get ready for rejoining Chip Caray and the Bally Sports Midwest crew. We are carrying live the Cardinals Hall of Fame ceremony from Ballpark Village. Max Lanier has just been inducted, and Jose is next. You heard Chip say that Albert Pujols is in attendance. Albert, if there's any player that you could point to Jose Oquendo's influence, it would be Albert's ability to become a Gold Glover at first base. Let's go back to Chip.
One image that speaks to the tradition and history of the Cardinals family, whether it's on opening day, the postseason, or events like today's, is our Hall of Famers in their red jackets. Today, we'd like to extend one of our proudest traditions by bestowing a red Hall of Fame jacket to our newest member of the Cardinals Hall of Fame. To officially do the honors and present Jose Oquendo with his Hall of Fame jacket, we ask Jose to come over to his plaque, pause, take a picture, get that red jacket from Cardinals Chairman of the Board, Mr. Bill DeWitt. Jose Oquendo, welcome to the Cardinals Hall of Fame. And now we ask the Cardinals President of Baseball Operations, John Mozeliak, to set up the podium and read the inscription on Jose's plaque. Amen.
Jose Oquendo, 1986 to 1995. Coach and instructor, 1997 to present. A pillar of the Cardinals organization for nearly 4 decades as a player, coach, and instructor. Nicknamed the secret weapon during his playing days for his ability to contribute in numerous ways. He played 9 positions during the 1988 season, set major league records for second baseman with a .996 fielding percentage in 1990. Third base coach for 2006 and 2011 World Championship seasons. In 2004 and 2013 National League pennant winners. Highly regarded as a minor league instructor for teaching fundamentals and mentoring prospects. Received franchise George Kissel Award in 2022 for his excellence in player development.
The secret weapon is not so secret anymore. Congratulations. Let's hear from the newest Cardinals Hall of Famer, Jose Oquendo.
As you know, I'm a little nervous about this. I don't do this normal. But I feel like a Sunday game. Those are the days that these guys behind me take days off, and I have to step in. So I guess I'm stepping in. So, first of all, I want to thank the Cardinal organization for inducting me to the Hall of Fame. So, appreciate it. I want to congratulate the Dania family for being inducted, and Scott Rowland for being Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Congratulations. Okay. There we go. I got this. So, first of all, my wife, Zenaida, who's been with me for 41 years, 41 years and a half. I won't be here without her, so I love you. My kids, Adrianes, Caroline, Marilyn, Eduardo, and my granddaughter, Gabriela. Thank you for being here. My sister-in-law, who's like a mother, second mother to my daughter, my kids. Thank you for being here. And my brother, who doesn't like flying, is here today, Juan Carlos. There you go. You know, through the years, I made some friends here in St. Louis that they helped me be comfortable in the city. And I want to make sure I mention some of them. John St. Clair, thank you for being here. I know you're somewhere. David Richardson, thank you for all you do for my family. And 2 guys who are not here with us anymore. Ben Green, I know his sons are here. Steven, Kevin, thank you. Danny Broker, I know his wife here, his grandkids are here. So I know those 2 will be smiling and happy watching me down here today. I want to say thank you to Whitey. I know he's not here, but he's probably watching, for bringing me into St. Louis, to this great city. Where I met great people, especially down there in the clubhouse, like C.J. Cherry, Buddy Bays, Rick Roman, and a lady that every holiday she sends a text and put a lot of people together, Judy Berala. She's amazing how she does it. I want to thank John Mosale for keeping me in St. Louis for all these years, and hopefully a little longer. Thank you. And I want to thank Tony, who brought me back to St. Louis as a coach that he knows that that was my passion. When he first asked me twice, I told him, no, I'm not going to coach in the major leagues because my passion was teaching the young guys in the minor leagues. But he promised me that when I get to the big league, I'm going to be teaching just as much that I do in the minor leagues. And he was right. I teach guys like Pujols, who's here. Thank you for being here. And a little story about Tony that he always goes around saying that I put my own set aside and I didn't listen to him at all. Yeah, Tony normally has some small projects with making a player become a second baseman, outfielders coming second base. And one day in a situation he never done before, he wants to do a hit and run with running on third base. Before he retired, he told me that. So we found a player in pre-training that we're going to work with that. And every morning I took him to the backfields and we bunt first. And Tony came around one time, saw me bunt and said, Cheo, no. I want you to do the hit and run. So I worked with the hit and run. Then Tony left, I did some more bunting, some more hit and run. And he was good at it. So we in Miami playing, and he goes, the first guy, he said double. Tony looks at me and starts smiling. He always leaning against the wall. And I say, oh my God, here he comes. Somehow that runner got to third base, and Tony out there giving signs. And the dugout is right next to me, so I can hear him breathing. Here he comes, he puts the sign, and I go and put a squeeze play on it. I changed the play. It wasn't the right play. I saw that guy hitting him run. He wasn't good about it. He's better bunter. We won the game, and Tony goes, Cheo, that's my only chance. So I've been regretting doing that to Tony. I want to mention two guys that have been instrumental to my career as a coach. One is Dave Ricketts, who taught me it was like a father, a mentor coach, and a good friend. And we talk a lot of time about teaching the fundamentals. And I always say, be honest with the guy. Tell him the truth. And you go from there. If they make a mistake, don't blame them. Make sure that you cover all the fundamentals before you can blame people. So he taught me a lot. George Kissel, when we talk about the Cardinals way, his name always had to be mentioned. And as long as I'm going to be a Cardinal, those two names, they're always going to come out, and the young kids, they're going to know who they are. I want to thank these Hall of Famers for being here. I know they're busy. Thank you for coming. I want to thank you guys, the fans, for all the support you guys done all through my career. I'm real humble and honored. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jose Oquendo, Max Lanier. That concludes our ceremony today. We've got a game coming up against the Mets. We want to congratulate all of our new inductees, their families, and their friends. Special thanks to you, Cardinals Nation, for being here on this hot summer Sunday. And we want you to know how grateful we are for recognizing the best the Cardinals have to offer. You can always take a walk through the Cardinals team history at the Hall of Fame and Museum. It's open daily here at Cardinals Nation in Ballpark Village. And again, thank you so much for being here. Max Lanier, Jose Oquendo, welcome.
That was Chip Carey signing off, the television voice of the Cardinals on Bally Sports Midwest, following the Cardinals Hall of Fame ceremony. A very good one. Jose Oquendo and Max Lanier go into the Hall. Great to see and hear those names: Smith, Edmonds, Hernandez, Simmons, McGuire, Rowland, LaRussa, Langford, Herr, Carpenter, Izzy, Tudor. I mean, these are some of the best in the history of the game, let alone the Cardinals. And then, of course, Albert Pujols sitting in the crowd because he does not yet have a red jacket, but certainly he will. Think about when that's going to go down with Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina and some of the all-time greats. Great to have them all assembled here in St. Louis in a very special weekend. It's a reminder of the great history of Cardinal baseball and how we all get to share that. The championships, 11 of them, and still in pursuit of a 12th. We will talk about that and more on Sports on a Sunday Morning. John Mozeliak, who was part of that ceremony, will be with us in a little under an hour, 11:30. Coming up next hour, we will have a lot of soccer discussion. Lutz Pfannenstiel, Nico Giacchini from St. Louis City SC, and we'll also hear IndyCar driver Joseph Newgarden visiting with us. The best driver on the circuit right now, coming to St. Louis next week to try to win another Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll look into the Cardinals and preview their matchup with the Mets this afternoon. We will also take a little trip around baseball, and we'll get you updated on everything that's happened in sports overnight, including a Women's World Cup victory, a Leagues Cup, which was also settled, and plenty in the world of golf and beyond, and football. It's all happening now. Here we go. Sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX, sponsored by Gray Bar. I'm Tom Ackerman, back after this.
Carol Daniel for Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Here is a fun fact for you, maybe not so fun, actually. Being in direct sunlight can make the air feel 10 to 15 degrees warmer than it actually is because of the sun's rays touching your skin. So find some shade, or better yet, just call Chesterfield Fence and Deck and ask about their pergola with the structured louvered roof system. With a click of a remote control, you can open, close, slant, or slide the louvers into place, increasing the shade and decreasing the temperature in your backyard. Call Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Set up your free consultation. You'll also get a free project design to have your new pergola or sunroom, deck, or maintenance-free fence built. With Chesterfield Fence and Deck, you get excellent customer service, expert installation, and quality products. 636-532-4054. Mention my name, Carol Daniel, in the month of August and get 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project with Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best.
This is Matt Spiegel of 670 The Score in Chicago, and my podcast, The PBP, Voices of Baseball, is all about the art and craft of play-by-play. Catch up on episodes with Joe Davis, Joe Buck, and many more. Then something crazy happened along the way. I did a weekend of Cubs Cardinals on the radio, so now conversations are enriched with feedback and advice from Jason Benetti, Boog Shambi, and others to come. The PBP, Voices of Baseball. I bring you the people who bring you the game. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Can you imagine being a superhero?
With a sidekick?
Can you imagine you can fly?
Your sidekick shows up wherever you are.
In a fancy blue truck.
And whatever you point at disappears.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is your sidekick.
We're twitching in anticipation.
Vibrating with energy.
We haul away whatever you point at.
Any home or apartment.
Workplace or job site.
We're industrial strength sidekicks.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Hey, honey, I'm home.
Bob, I just hung up with Joe. It's the 4th time he's called this week. He says he's worried because for the first time in 12 years, you didn't buy my anniversary jewelry from him.
You didn't tell him, did you?
No, I didn't tell him how we made the switch to Diamonds Direct and how much I love my new diamond ring or these incredible diamond stud earrings you got me either.
Bob's gonna go nuts when he finds out. But I can't believe how all these things he used to say about Diamonds Direct just aren't true. And the prices are a lot better than his.
Yeah, and what I love is the free service at Diamonds Direct. I can get my jewelry cleaned anytime. And everyone there is like family.
Are you getting all you deserve from your jeweler? You might be surprised. Maybe it's time to make the switch to Diamonds Direct for guaranteed better value, selection, service, and quality.
If he comes up on the caller ID, just don't answer it.
All right, but we can't keep dodging him. You know we're going to see him at the family reunion.
Yeah, I know.
Diamonds Direct. No middleman, no pricing games, no compromises. Get details and showroom directions at diamondsdirect.com.
Different real estate agents will sell your home for different amounts of money. This is Debbie Monterey. Don't be fooled into thinking that all realtors are created equally, because they are not. Different realtors will get you different results. So the agent you choose to sell your home matters. The experience your agent has, the marketing, the database of buyers, the systems and capabilities of your realtor, they all matter. Why? Because how much you sell your home for matters to you. That's why I recommend you call Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. According to MLS statistics, Gloria sells her listings for more money than the average agent, and she does it with less hassle. With 20 plus years of experience, our local real estate expert, Gloria Lou, knows how to get you the most money for your home guaranteed. Gloria also offers her sellers multiple selling options. So call Gloria Lou at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Broadcasting from the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
It is Arenado at the plate. He hits that ball a ton to left field and backing up to the track, looking up, and it's gone. Into the Mets bullpen. A big fly for Nolan Arenado, his 26th of the year, and the Cardinals get on the board here in the fourth inning.
Ricky Horton with the call yesterday as the Cardinals and the Mets went at it at Busch Stadium. Arenado with the home run cuts that lead to 3-1, but that happened in the bottom of the fourth and in the top of the fifth. Bases loaded. Daniel Vogelbach.
The 1-0. Vogelbach hits it to right field. Backing up on it is Burleson at the wall. It's a grand slam. The ball got over the wall into the bullpen, and the Mets have a 7-1 lead. A grand slam for Daniel Vogelbach.
And Pete Alonso hit a home run later in the seventh to make it 9-1. Alonso, after apologizing profusely to Mason Wynn for tossing his first hit into the seats, they were able to retrieve it. He gave some gifts to Wynn, including a bottle of Don Julio 1942 tequila. Nice touch. And an apology and a signed bat. Nice job by Pete there. But the Cardinals lose the game 13-2. They got absolutely thumped yesterday. Let's listen in to Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol. Here he is post-game.
The two walks in the same inning, those hurt Miles more than most. And then Vogelbach took a good swing off him. But at the end of the day, a couple homers and the two walks in that same inning, in my opinion.
There were a lot of meetings on the mound there in that inning. It was probably defensive, setting defensive. And what did Dusty kind of go out there to talk to him about? What did you guys see?
No, he went out there, make sure the game plan was what it needed to be. Made a pitch, got hit a long ways. So
earlier this season, when the team was struggling, you said it was a test of toughness. What's this stretch? What is this coming playing right now?
The last several days, we just have a tough time scoring. I mean, I think our starters have actually done a really nice job over the last several weeks. We're having a tough time scoring right now. Usually not the case. I feel like our offense has done a really nice job throughout the course of the year. So is it a tough couple games? Yeah, absolutely. But we got to figure out a way to be better tomorrow.
You're missing a lot of bats, obviously.
Sure.
What can you do to spark any sort of offense?
At the end of the day, yeah, you're missing Newt and Gorman, but you still got some guys in there that are really good hitters at the top of that lineup. So it's been a little bit of a tough stretch for them over the last couple of days. But, yeah, we just need to figure out a way to get back to scoring some runs. But overall, I think our starters have actually performed okay.
Manager Ollie Marmol, and I know people jumped on him for that last night because Miles Michaelis gave up 7 runs. People are like, what? What are you talking about? They scored 13 runs on you. This is a pitching problem, not an offense problem. He's talking about overall over the last few games, not specifically last night right there in that answer. So understand some of that frustration comes from going back to Adam Wainwright starting the first game of this series and actually pitching not that bad and getting no offense. Not a good tone to set for the series. And that, I think, stung as much as anything that the Cardinals just can't get both things going at once. It's been the story of the season. The biggest story of the season, though, has been the lack of starting pitching. Even their best pitcher going right now, Miles Michaelis, who started opening day, just didn't have it yesterday. Let's take a listen.
No, my stuff felt pretty good. Got some traffic there in the fifth and, just didn't make the pitch to get out of it.
Miles, how does that fifth inning kind of unravel for you there?
Walking Alonso there, maybe going right after him is a little bit better idea. But, threw a good pitch down to Vogelbach. Sometimes guys hit pitches that they don't typically hit for whatever reason. I don't think he hits that ball, down very good, but, he kind of reached out there and put a good swing on one.
Well, this franchise hasn't been through a season like this in years. Mm-hmm. So how do you have to push through and finish strong, not let the circumstances get the best of you?
It's just important to go out there every day, trying to get better, working on everything, get better, try to win ball games, try to get better, get ready for next season, work on things, try new things, put on a good show for the fans, just try to go out there and have fun, make the best of it.
Is that easier said than done?
For some guys, yes.
How do you do it? How do you personally do it?
I'm having a lot of fun out there till the fifth inning. Then it's not so much fun. So, sometimes you got to roll with the punches, but, you got to find something to play for every day. You wake up, little victories. Maybe if it's a hitter not hitting breaking balls well and he goes out there and he hits a couple sliders and, gets on base, does some good things, or, pitcher working on, command of a certain pitch. Could be a bad day, but, I liked my slider today. I've been working on it a lot, and I thought I threw some good ones, and I had a really good feel for it. That might be something that I take away positively from a bad outing.
Cardinals pitcher Miles Michael is visiting with reporters after the game yesterday, a 13-2 loss to the New York Mets. Congratulations again to Jose Oquendo and Max Lanier. We carried that Hall of Fame ceremony live from Bally Sports Midwest, and if you'd like to hear it, you can just go right back to our Odyssey app at 10:03 when we started things off with Chip Carey. Spain has won the Women's World Cup for the first time. Olga Carmona's first half strike gave Spain the victory over England in the final at Stadium Australia in Sydney. Lionel Messi and Inter Miami, they won the League's Cup. Messi scored early in regulation, converted the first shot in penalty kicks. Miami beat Nashville 10-9 in Nashville on penalties after finishing 1-1 in regulation. Messi scored for the 10th time in 7 games since joining Inter Miami. St. Louis City SC plays tonight. 8:30 is Vantage Credit Union game time as City will host Austin. It's 8:30 at City Park in downtown West. You don't think those fans will be riled up? They haven't seen him in over a month in MLS play. Let's listen in.
Jennifer Cease here with Jared Stroud, midfielder for St. Louis City SC. Jared, thanks for your time.
Happy to be here.
So, break. Coach Carnell said that the break was meant to be rejuvenating. It was also to give time back to our loved ones. Were you able to spend some time resting and getting ready again?
Yeah, me and my girlfriend went back and saw my family in New Jersey, and then we spent some time in Manhattan together and saw some of my buddies from back at home and stuff. It was super nice to rejuvenate and just take some downtime.
And you guys look pretty energetic when you first came back.
Yeah, I think just all the kinks and everything in your body that's just been kind of hurting you all year, you can just finally rest for 7 days and get over whatever was bothering you. So it's nice to come back and feel rejuvenated and now get fit again. So yeah, it's a less stressful break when you're in first place as well. So it was just nice to get a break.
And he also said that the first couple days back were going to be a bit of a shock to the system. Any shock for yours?
I did some work at home and did some fitness and stuff. So I tried to not totally shock my body. When I got back a little bit early to St. Louis, I just did some sessions on my own, make sure that my body wasn't too shocked. But it was definitely a little sore that first lift and stuff, but now it feels good.
Like many St. Louisans, I sat at a pub, at a bar. It was filled that day, February 25th, with St. Louis City fans. I was really excited to see that. Here I am just looking at this team that I barely know going, I'm not going to get my expectations too high. There's a new team. I just want to see some good soccer. I want to see a foundation. This is going to be great later in the season. And then you guys go out there and I'm like, whoa, we're pretty good. And then I noticed you and I had to look you up because I'm like, who is that left wing midfielder? And I mean this as a compliment. He's a total pain in the butt for the other team. Do you see that as your role? You never not go for it.
Yeah, every game I've gone for in my career. I don't want to hold back. And as an attacker, I want to create chances. I don't like wasting my time on the field. I never want to walk away from a game saying, oh, I wish I'd given more. I wish I had created more chances or tried to make that play, even if it didn't come off and I failed or whatever. I don't mind taking risks, don't mind getting after it. And being a young American guy who's come through the system, I wasn't the prodigy. I never got any youth national slip call-ups. It wasn't ever like easy for my career to get to this point. So I think I just don't like taking things for granted. So sometimes maybe that rubs off in an overly aggressive or rambunctious way, but I think it's just kind of how my career's gone. It's kind of shaped me as a player.
That's interesting you said that, because it's actually something you a little talked about in the City Voice podcast, is being underestimated. When you are underestimated, maybe you work harder than somebody else who is gifted in other places. Maybe people don't expect what you can do.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is like, if I'm not going to be bigger, faster, stronger, X, Y, and Z more than every other player, then I have to figure out different ways that's going to make me unique and put me above the rest. And it's always just been a chip on my shoulder, and then just always like progressively try to get better, and even when the chips are down, I mean, I had a good support system with my family and stuff. So yeah, for all the young players out there, you don't have to be the biggest or the fastest or the strongest or, the highest prospect. I mean, I was a 4th round draft pick. I don't even know I was like probably 85th. I mean, there was teams passing at that point. So it just shows that if you pursue something all the way, you can maybe get it.
Jared Stroud with Jennifer Cease, Y98 FM. We'll have the pregame at 8:10, and you'll hear that interview in its entirety on the KMOX STL Soccer Report from 5 to 7 today. And then the game is actually, it's listed as 8:30. It actually won't start till almost 9 o'clock. They'll have about an 8:55 start time for that because of national TV. It's going to be carried by Fox, and it's going to be late, but fun at City Park tonight for St. Louis City SC and Austin. Elsewhere, among our partners, the Kansas City Chiefs. We carry the Cardinals, City on Y98, the Billikens here on KMOX, and we will have the Chiefs once again this year. And they looked pretty good yesterday. Patrick Mahomes threw for 105 yards and a touchdown as the Chiefs picked up a win over the Arizona Cardinals down in Glendale, Arizona. That was a preseason game for them, and Mahomes, really his first extended action of the preseason. The reigning MVP completed 10 of 15 passes. He played the entire first quarter. They won the game 38-10. The Chiefs' first-team offense wasn't very crisp during its first 2 drives, fought through a couple of drop passes and penalties. But Kansas City found the end zone on its 3rd try. Mahomes rolled out to his right. He hit Justin Watson for an 18-yard touchdown and a 7-0 lead. Also, we're watching the BMW Championship because it will be in St. Louis, Belle Reef Country Club in 2026. We're starting to get closer to that. And in Olympia Fields, Illinois, Scotty Scheffler and Matt Fitzpatrick are tied for the lead going into the final round. Sunday at Olympia Fields brings a bunch of races into view. It starts with winning. 8 players are within 4 shots of the lead. The BMW Championship also decides the top 30 who make it to the FedEx Cup finale next week at East Lake in Atlanta. There's also the Ryder Cup. This is the qualifying event for the Americans, the final one. Several players are in position to try to earn one of 6 automatic spots. So there's a lot on the line today at the BMW Championship. Certainly, we're keeping an eye on that. We also have in front of us 1 week from today, IndyCar at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Next hour at 11:45, driver Joseph Newgarden, an in-studio visit on KMOX. John Mozeliak, Cardinals president of baseball operations at 11:30. Nico Giacchini and Lutz Pfannenstiel starting the 11 o'clock hour on KMOX.
If power outages are putting a damper on your day, Reinhold Electric has your back. Their professional electrical services can handle emergency repairs, and they can offer backup generators to keep your home or business running smoothly no matter how severe the storms are. They understand the importance of uninterrupted power for commercial properties, storefronts, restaurants, retirement communities, and your home. Get a quote for a permanent solution or a quick connection box. 314-631-1158. 314-631-1158. Tell them Bo sent you to Reinhold Electric.
Manchester Coin and Jewelry is the estate buyers. They buy collectibles from vintage toy trains, musical instruments, military, and more. Located on Manchester Road west of 141. It's Manchester Coin and Jewelry.
I don't want to wait.
You never want to wait.
Not when I'm sticking to the couch.
Well, those guys can install a new AC for days. Evidently, no one can.
JerryKelly.com says if you purchase a full home comfort system today, they'll install it the very next day.
Wow, that's fast.
And guaranteed. Buy a home comfort system from Jerry Kelly today, and they'll install it tomorrow. Or they'll give you $500 guaranteed.
JerryKelly.com.
For a hole in your roof or a whole new roof, Frederick Roofing.
Over 90,000 satisfied customers since 1929. Frederick Roofing, 314-645-2000.
Want to be a legendary player? It all begins at Horseshoe St. Louis Casino. Horseshoe offers all the thrills. Join the excitement on the casino floor. Tee off at the Topgolf Swing Suite. Catch the game at the Sports Bar. Or relax at the Four Seasons Spa. An unexpected oasis in the heart of downtown. In a quick walk from the ballpark. Horseshoe St. Louis, a Caesars Rewards destination. Legendary. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-BETS-OFF.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan, president of McKelvey Homes. Founded in 1898, McKelvey Homes is celebrating 125 years with our inventory home sale. Get $12,500 off of all our market homes. Move in quick, lock in your interest rate, and get all the popular features and colors selected by design professionals. And for every home sold, McKelvey Homes will donate $1,898 to Dravet Syndrome Foundation. Visit McKelveyHomes.com.
Luke Combs here, and I have an exclusive opportunity for you to win $500,000 with the Living Lucky with Luke Combs Lottery Experience. Join me in Nashville for a private concert at the iconic Ryman Auditorium. One lucky winner will win $500,000 at the end of the show. Y'all feeling lucky? Enter today.
Enter your Living Lucky with Luke Combs Scratchers tickets at MoLottery.com for a chance to win a private concert experience and a chance at $500,000. Play it forward with the Missouri Lottery and play responsibly.
For a limited time, First Community is offering an 18-month certificate of deposit that pays 5% annual percentage yield and a 12-month certificate that pays 4.25% annual percentage yield. Unlike some high-risk investments, CDs are fully insured to keep your savings safe, and a return on your investment is guaranteed. Requires a $500 minimum deposit to open. Call 1-800-767-8880 for terms and conditions. Federally insured up to $250,000 by NCUA.
We don't want you on our team. You're too slow and fat.
This is weight bias.
Don't you care how you look?
Those with the serious disease called obesity face weight bias every day.
You're not the right fit for this job.
And blame themselves.
I wish I was different.
Weight bias hurts.
Let's stop weight bias.
Be part of the solution. Go to stopweightbias.com. A public service message from Obesity Action Coalition.
KMOX KECK HD2 St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis. This is KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Catastrophic flooding to Southern California and other parts of the Southwest. National Hurricane Center Director Dr. Michael Brennan.
We're already starting to see impacts. Moving into Southern California, there's light to moderate rain falling across much of the area, and that rainfall is only going to increase and it's really peaking late this afternoon into the overnight hours.
Residents are getting ready. KCAL TV reporter Lori Perez.
At firehouses around Yucaipa, locals were loading up with sandbags and prayers.
Underlying anxiety, but I know preparedness is the best way to, continue moving forward and making sure things are handled. So with every time I feel a moment of, oh no, I think, all right, what can I do to be more prepared to help, prevent any further damage or any issues in the future?
The death toll still stands at 114 on Maui, but the search for those missing after wildfires is continuing. Hawaii Governor Josh Green says more than 1,000 people are still unaccounted for.
Because of the temperature of the fire, the remains of those who have died, in some cases, may be impossible to recover meaningfully. So there are going to be people that are lost forever.
A wildfire burning near Spokane, Washington, has destroyed almost 200 structures and killed at least one person. Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles.
We don't want the public coming in and doing some looky-loos around here because we have to protect life first. We'll have to take resources off of protecting property to go protect people's lives.
Spain has won the Women's World Cup in Sydney, Australia, beating England 1-0. It was a devastating loss for England. CBS's Remy Inocencio reports from a watch party in South London.
One of the chants here in England was, "It's coming home," with fans talking about the World Cup trophy. After the game, fans said it will come home still eventually, but perhaps in another 4 years.
GOP candidates for president debate each other for the first time Wednesday, but the heavy frontrunner, former President Donald Trump, says he won't be there. Contender Asa Hutchinson on CNN.
I expect it to be even more important without Donald Trump on the stage, because this is the first time voters are going to be able to contrast the candidates and their positions.
A killer whale in captivity has died. CBS News correspondent Adriana Diaz has more details.
The Seaquarium in Miami says Lolita began showing signs of discomfort this week from a renal condition. Animal rights activists had been fighting to free the 57-year-old orca for years. The park retired Lolita from performing last spring.
This is CBS News.
Hire with minimal effort and max speed with Indeed. Their hiring solution platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates efficiently. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 11:03, we have mostly sunny skies and 85 degrees downtown at the Arch. Good morning. I'm Scott Jagow. Our top story this hour is the weather. The St. Louis region could set multiple daily temperature records this week. An extreme heat warning starts at noon and will be in place until at least Thursday night. Triple-digit readings are expected every day, and Tuesday through Thursday, the readings could break records from the 1930s and 40s. Temps are expected to be between 102 and 104 with high humidity, so it could feel like 110 to 115. With that being the case, local health officials are issuing reminders about dealing with it. The basics: staying hydrated, keeping the air running, limiting time outdoors, wearing light clothing, and lots of sunscreen. If you have to work outside, they advise frequent breaks, of course. Signs of heat exhaustion include excess sweating, weakness, fatigue, and headaches. Symptoms of heat stroke include a throbbing headache, confusion, dizziness, and change in body temperature. Also, keep an eye on older friends and relatives and pets as well.
There was concern the fire would spread to another truck nearby, but that did not happen. As for a cause,
it could be that somebody threw something away in a container, and then that container ignited in the back. It started smoldering, and then just throughout the course of the combustible event, the fire just spread to the rest of the back of the truck.
Stellman says at no point was there any danger to the community, and the location of the truck fire was not on the West Lake side of the landfill. That's where the contaminants are buried. Stellman says it is the extreme northwest portions of the landfill near the transfer station that firefighters are concerned with. Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
Warnings about a new scam. If law enforcement calls you demanding to pay up to avoid arrest, you should be wary of it.
St. Louis City Sheriff's Captain Tim Hale says these are a type of scam calls, and they follow a similar theme.
It's missing jury duty, or they have fines or fees that they owe the courts, that they're being told that they have to come pay these fees in order to not go to jail.
Captain Hale said that law enforcement will never call you demanding money to avoid an arrest warrant. They will simply arrest you if you have a warrant. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
So the details on that weather forecast: today's high 102. 100 for tomorrow, 102 on Tuesday, same thing on Wednesday, 104 on Thursday. Friday, we still could stay in triple digits. Next weekend, though, it looks like we might be back into the mid-80s. It is 90 already in St. Peters, 88 in Florissant, 85 downtown. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
This is the Graybar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Graybar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Now, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to the show. It is great to be along with you. Tom Ackerman with our producer, Drew Young, in studio, and we're going to hear from one of the city players here momentarily, Nico Giacchini, visiting with Jennifer Cease of our staff. Y98 has the game tonight at 8:30. Probably be about 9 o'clock by the time they start playing, about 8:55, because it's on national TV. But Y98 FM has it, Vantage Credit Union game time, and it'll be Joey Zanaboni and Dale Schilly on the call. The Cardinals just completed their Cardinals Hall of Fame ceremony and just tweeted out a great photo up in the Hall of Fame area with the following people wearing red jackets: Tommy Herr, Ray Lankford, Mark McGuire, Jim Edmonds, Scott Rowland, Ozzie Smith, Ted Simmons, Tony La Russa, Chris Carpenter, John Tudor, Keith Hernandez, Jason Isringhausen. And they're all standing in a row behind Jose Oquendo, who is wearing his new red jacket with a big smile on his face, and he should be absolutely thrilled, and we are thrilled that he is part of this Cardinals Hall of Fame now. And he is flanked by Hal Lanier and Terry Lanier, the sons of Max Lanier, who also goes into the Cardinals Hall of Fame today. Max Lanier, a great member of the Cardinals in the 1940s, world champion in 42 and 44, and a big part of the 43 team with the NL ERA leader that year, Max Lanier. Hal Lanier, by the way, also a world champion, 1982, a third base coach with the Cardinals then. But a great photo and a great day, just a reminder of how deep the history and success goes in this Cardinals organization. In their first year is St. Louis City SC, and they'll be playing tonight against Austin. Folks starting to get ready for that as we speak, maybe even opening up the bars down there to get a few in them before the 8:55 start. Let's turn things over to our outstanding sideline reporter on Y98 FM.
Jennifer Sees here with Nico Gioacchini, striker of St. Louis City SC. Welcome into the St. Louis City Caravan. Thanks for spending a couple hours with the fans. Did you have fun?
Yes, it's always my pleasure. I mean, without the fans, I say to everyone, it's soccer, football doesn't exist. So I'm always happy to make appearances for the people who support us every weekend.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm in some fan groups, and there are often Josh Yarrow sightings, Nico Gioacchini sightings. You come to a lot of stuff supporting City 2, supporting other things. You know, you've got a lot of things to do with your free time. Thanks for spending it doing things like this.
I like my community. I like outside of my world activities. You know, these are still City 2 is still not part of my team yet, but these are players who have potential to become part of the team, the first team. So my support is something that I feel not just fun, but mandatory to do as someone of a professional status. So I really enjoy going to all their games. I enjoy coming out to see fans. It's fun. I mean, it's something where if we don't do it, you know that you're lacking that supportive nature, that supportive part of the game. And that's what I want to show the community and the fans, that I appreciate them coming to the games and supporting us. And that's why I come out.
Well, speaking of that level of support, St. Louis City has two new players, Anthony Markanich and Nokvi Thoresen. So they're with City 1, but they don't know Karch Carnell. They don't know you guys. They maybe can look at videotape, but really don't know the system. How is that, bringing in new players and getting them to be part of the system and successful?
It's good. Good. I think it's something where two young players as well, so they're going to soon enough learn our system of play. They're going to be match fit, and they're going to know what the coach is asking for, and they're going to be able to have chemistry with their teammates, which are us. And, everything takes time. So being patient with them at the beginning is going to be good, but they've done pretty well so far. I mean, Nokvi has trained with us twice now, and Anthony has been there a little longer. I think they're slowly getting the groove of things, and hopefully in a few games they'll be up to speed and up to par with everything we're doing.
So speaking of the break, did you actually take a little bit of a break away from the ball?
I did. I went to Vegas with Roman, and we call him Hooch.
Okay, I don't. Who is Hooch?
He's one of the kit men.
Oh, he's also on the table tennis, the ping pong that you guys. So you're competitive. They're competitive with everything. So soccer, tennis, ping pong. There's relegation. There's all kinds of trash talk. Yep. I know.
I'm not on that board, but I'd rather not be. Keep my confidence up. Yeah.
Indiana Vasilev talked a little trash lately about soccer, tennis, but then Kyle Hebert said they might be hot lately, but I remember you and Kyle being in the lead at the very beginning of the season.
We're 8-time world champions, if I'm not mistaken. So at least St. Louis City champions. So
there you go.
Definitely Indy and Sully will have 3 or 4 years to catch up with us.
For catch up.
There you go.
So in the break, there's Leagues Cup, and I know St. Louis City didn't get as far as we wanted to, but I would be remiss. I'm sure you're probably sick of answering this question, but Lionel Messi. It's more of a statement than a question. Do you enjoy having a player of that caliber being in the same league as you?
I mean, sure. I mean, I'm not going to play him this year, so it's not going to. I mean,
Never
unless they make playoffs. So if they can pull out that, if he can pull that magic out of his pocket one more time and they make playoffs, it'll be fun to play them. I hope, because there's always, I've watched a lot of the games and it's tough. We see all the teams that face them. It's tough. So it's obviously a blessing to have a guy like this in the league. With such a role model, such a superstar, such a world talent. At the end of the day, I'm so focused on what's going on here that what's going on outside of our box, our bubble, is way less important.
And what's in the bubble now is, we've said for so long, MLS is a long season. It is. It's a long season, long stretch. But now with like 11 games left, only 4 at City Park, it feels like a long sprint, almost a little bit of a sprint maybe now.
Yeah, especially as you said, with all the away games that we have to play. But we've won many away games already. We struggle with some, but we're working on our strengths and on our weaknesses to be able to perform in these games. And we know that, coming up Orlando, which is my ex-team, is going to be a tough game because they're also doing well this year. And then following that is KC. So again, which is going to be a great game. So, these are things where we're excited to play. We have the energy, we have the talent, we have the group, we have the mindset, and we have the hard work to go with it.
Well, Nico Gioacchini, striker for St. Louis City SC, spending a couple of hours this time with fans tonight and here with me. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
All right, Jennifer Cease, thanks very much for that. You'll hear her later today during the STL Soccer Report on KMOX from 5 to 7, and then you'll want to flip over to Y98 FM for soccer at 8:10 with the pregame, and it's about an 8:55 start tonight for City and Austin at City Park. Nico Gioacchini with us there. And coming up next, the sporting director for City, Lutz Pfannenstiel, will join us live as we continue to preview that match tonight. Then we'll flip back over to baseball as the Cardinals are getting ready to take on the Mets. John Mozeliak, the president of baseball operations, at 11:30, and some IndyCar at 11:45 with the best driver out there, Joseph Newgarden, as in-studio visit on KMOX at 11:45, and then we turn things over to Joe Pott at noon for pregame. This is Sports on a Sunday Morning, sponsored by Gray Bar. I'm Tom Ackerman. Back after this.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
I'm Jim Onder. At Underlaw, we know you have questions after an injury. Do I need a lawyer? What's my case worth? How long will it take? At Underlaw, our intake team will listen to your situation and get you to the right attorney. So when you have questions about a car crash, a work-related injury, or a life-changing accident, Underlaw has the team that's right for you.
Underlaw Personal Injury Lawyers. Call 314 or 618-9000 to learn more.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
It's Miller Furniture's 96th anniversary and sales tax holiday, going on now through August 22nd.
I'm Mark Miller, owner of Miller Furniture and Mattress Company, your home for quality American-made furniture since 1927. During our 96th anniversary sale, you'll save the sales tax on all in-stock furniture in our Belleville, Lake St. Louis, and Ellisville showrooms.
Plus, double the discount on any size Chatham & Wells mattress and receive free pillows and $300 in free furniture with a Tempur-Pedic purchase.
Miller Furniture has the largest selection of solid wood, American-made furniture in the St. Louis area. And we have new and fresh looks on display, like Flex Steel reclining sofas with power headrest and lumbar support, and exclusive Amish-made furniture designs you won't find at any other store in the St. Louis area.
Let our 96 years of experience help you save time and money. 3 showrooms, 1 big celebration.
Don't miss our 96th anniversary and sales tax holiday, going on now through August 22nd. Miller Furniture, your American-made furniture headquarters, now on both sides of the river.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Luckily, a header went off the bar, and now the whistle blows. St. Louis City SC victorious, 3-2, a historic night. It'll be a victorious night as well.
Congratulations to Lutz. Congratulations to Coach Carnell and the players. I mean, what an effort. What an absolute effort.
What a night that was. Joey Zanaboni, Dale Schilly, the first MLS game broadcast on Y98 FM, played in the MLS regular season on the road. City went to Austin and won 3-2, and they will host them tonight. And joining us is the sporting director for City, Lutz Pfannenstiel. That's kind of fun to hear, isn't it? What a memory that was, almost 6 months ago.
Yeah, I think we won't forget that one for sure.
Yeah, good times for sure, and a great win, an emotional one. Well, here you go. I mean, you are restarting again, and you have Austin tonight. It's going to be a late night for everybody, and I know everybody's ready. What is your anticipation getting back on the pitch?
Yeah, I think, first of all, excitement. Nearly 3 weeks, no games now. The boys had a fair time to rest, but especially the last 2 weeks, work hard on the field again to work on lots of automatic movement, lots of what we practice in before the break. So just get back into the right mindset, and most important, Tom, know where we're coming from. Which still we are an expansion team, and we still want to prove everybody that we're better than they thought. So it's still somehow for me personal as well. St. Louis City against the rest of the world, and that's the approach we will have today against a very strong Austin team. They didn't finish second last season for no reason. They're a good team. They have an expensive squad. They have with Driussi an absolute superstar. But we don't really care about that. We care about ourselves. We care about our philosophy, our ways, our new players, our old players, the momentum, and of course, I think the mentality. And it will be a nice, hot, sweaty night in downtown, where we want to give Austin a hard time.
Yeah, I'm sure you do, and that's the way that you play, and I think you want to recapture those feelings of having an edge and being against the world, because Lutz, as you probably know, everybody now knows STLSC. I mean, St. Louis City SC is known now, and they know what style you play. They're going to try to match it, so you're going to have to take it maybe to another level or keep that same level.
No, I would say I wish them all good luck. In the end of the day, we know how we play. And if somebody wants to come and match it and challenge it, then it's great. And sometimes you lose against a better team. But what I can promise you and all the fans, that we're going to work and we're going to grind every moment for the rest of the season. And so far it worked. We picked up our points. I believe our squad is good enough and deep enough to pick a lot more points. And this is our approach. It's nobody has to be embarrassed if you sometimes lose. That's the world of sport. But just one thing for sure, we won't make it easy for anybody. And we want to start that with a good, really first game after the restart tonight.
We wanted to highlight a couple of players today, so we did. We had interviews. Jennifer Steese did a terrific job with both Jared Stroud and Nico Gioacchini. I wanted you to comment on both of those, starting with Jared and just what he's meant to your team this season.
Yeah, a player who really works hard, who has unbelievable running stats. So he grew up in the Red Bull system, where Bradley knew him from before he went to Austin, and he definitely had a great season so far. Remember the goal he scored away to Austin, the 2-2, which somehow against his former team opened the door for the first unbelievable victory. So yeah, definitely a kid who knows our style, blindly, because he grew up exactly in that.
And for Nico, it just seems like he's another player who's in the middle of everything. One of the most important players for you.
Yeah, Nico is like very, very nice kid, like a bit of a sunshine, I have to say, which is great. You can feel that he had lots of his football education in Europe and France. So he's a very smart player. What I really like about him is that he's just so focused on the game, and for him, the world goes down if he doesn't score in the game. So he's really, really pushing that like a real goal scorer. He's never happy if he doesn't score. And yeah, definitely a player also. I wouldn't even say that he exceeded the expectations, because when I picked him up in the expansion draft, we knew what kind of player he is, and we knew that he will fit our game once he trains for a few weeks, and once we know it's not just about with the ball, but also, it starts to defend with the striker. How do I trigger the pressing moment? So that was a bit of a transition for him. And, well, he definitely learned it very fast. Looking at the numbers so far he scored, we are definitely very happy about it.
This is Lutz Van and Steel joining us on KMOX tonight, Y98 FM. The season gets going again as City takes on Austin. I know that Klaus has been practicing, and it seems like he's getting closer and closer to returning. Until then, Lutz, you do have some new faces joining you, including an attacker, a midfielder in Torreson. Tell us about him and what he brings to the table.
Torreson, I looked at him for a long time. Already had him on the radar when he was still top scorer in Iceland. Then he made the move to Belgium, and we kept on tracking him. So I think he's a guy which, again, fits to our playing style. I mean, that's what we will hear probably for the next years, because usually when we pick somebody, that's a kid where we believe he will be able to play, or he fits exactly that what we want him to do. Very intelligent player. Very quick, can use both of his feet, likes to come from the outside to the inside. Definitely a player which is only here now for a week, but already made a really good impression, had a good chemistry with all the players. Also, I have to say, looking in training, he had a very good chemistry with Klaus, which makes me very, very confident for the next few weeks. And we have to give him a little bit of time to get used to everything, different playing style, different culture, different foods, different everything. But I believe he will be a very important member of our team.
And you've gone through all of this first place season, this exciting, memorable campaign without your center back, Nilsson, who I believe is getting close, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, that's the funny thing that, Joachim was one of the first players he signed, and then he passed his medicals, everything was great, and he played the national game for Sweden, and he got this knee injury. And now actually that's the closest now we had, and he practiced well. He played for City two games and scored 2 goals as a centre back. And yeah, he's ready. I mean, actually everybody's ready, which is a really cool situation for us, because Klaus is technically also ready. He just needs probably 1 or 2 more sessions this week to be match fit. But theoretically, everybody's healthy, everybody's ready to go. And getting Joachim back, it's not just to get a player back we signed, a year ago. Joachim is he's a natural leader. He's a player where most of the players looking up to. He didn't play, but he was very important in the changing room or in the training sessions to push the players. For me, I said it from day one. For me, if he's healthy, he's one of the best central defenders in the league. We will see that very soon. And I'm very excited that he's ready to go.
That is exciting. And I shouldn't leave out Anthony Marcanic either, the young man from Bourbonnais, Illinois, who you picked up in the summer transfer window. I think overall, I got a couple things left for Lutz, is that all this depth, that says something about your team also, that you've been able to give opportunities to a lot of different people. It seems to me a good coach has to be able to let players know when and when not, when they will play and when not, and how important they still are. But also, this has given, I would assume, players an incredible confidence that they can do it at this level, that you have a lot of people to choose from.
Yeah, the number of players which actually started games in this season already is really amazing, because lots of players were, some people already thought, well, they fell off the bandwagon, they will never get a game again. Suddenly they started and they really performed well. So right now, I think really the game is on, the competition is on. Everybody wants to play, but we have like 25 players out there, 28 players out there now who really want to play. So it's a lot of numbers to choose from. And every training session, they need to fight for the starting place. Every weekend, they need to perform to keep the starting place. So keep that internal competition as strong as possible is definitely a big advantage for us. And lots of people like to look at salaries and like to look at statistics. That's something I don't really care at all about. I care what's happening during the weekend training. I care what's happening during the games. And that's the same like Bradley Cannell thinks. So you never secure your place because you have a big contract. You need to perform and you need to work hard on the training field to really deserve that. That's the mentality we started here in the club, and that's the mentality we will keep.
The Leagues Cup has gone to Inter Miami, not part of the MLS standings whatsoever for those who don't follow as closely, but it does showcase North American soccer. And if that is the case, Lutz, mission accomplished. I mean, a lot of people were paying attention to Messi and Inter Miami getting that victory last night over Nashville.
Yeah, I think, it was one of these must-watch games. And I thought it was a great game. But also Nashville showed that, Miami is not unbeatable. I think they gave them a really hard time in the second half. Of course, Messi's individual brilliance, he never can stop completely, and he scored again. But they took them into penalties, and if the goalkeeper is the one who misses it, it's quite tragic for Nashville. But I think Nashville gave all the other MLS team yesterday a lot of hope and a clear vision that Miami is not unbeatable, and Miami can be also challenged. And I think that was great to see yesterday. I think the Leagues Cup really was a brilliant competition. And let's be fair and be respectful to Messi that he's in this league, and what he did so far in this first month of being in Miami was from a different planet. His quality, his goals, his vision, but also his attitude, like giving yesterday the captain's armband away again and helping young players. I think that shows that he's not just a great player, he's a great person, a real gentleman. And I think Miami and the MLS can be really, really proud that they really managed to get him over here.
It really is good for the game, and specifically for MLS. Lutz, looking forward to tonight. Are you ready for this crowd? I know that'll be a welcome sight. They'll be ready, I assure you that.
I will be ready as well, Tom.
I know. Have fun tonight.
All right, thank you.
All right, Lutz Fan and Steel. Oh, it's going to be good. He's going to love seeing those fans in there. They'll be rocking tonight, 22-5 on a hot night, making that place tough on Austin. It's going to be good. And by the way, Austin has a very, very good home atmosphere. So they'll take it to another level here tonight. That'll be fun. When we come back, John Mozeliak, Cardinals President of Baseball Operations, Joseph Newgarden is with us at 11:45. Sports on a Sunday morning, sponsored by Gray Bar.
You know the Midwest Money slogan, isn't cash in the bank better than scrap in the drawer? This is Johnny Rabbit. Midwest Money, the oldest coin shop in St. Louis. Buying, selling, and trading since 1971. Silver and gold, coins, sterling silver, flags, medals, daggers, and more. Not sure what you have? Bring your collectibles to someone you can trust. Midwest Money at the corner of Hampton and Holly Hills. You'll be happy you did.
Scott, they're here.
Who's here?
Our newest delivery of carpet tile, luxury vinyl plank, luxury vinyl tiles, sheet vinyl, ceramic, hardwood, and laminate.
Of course, and we're fully stocked at both of our locations, 7301 North Lindbergh Boulevard in Hazelwood, Missouri, and 1851 West US Highway 50 in O'Fallon, Illinois.
Open 7 days a week.
Free financing for qualified purchasers. Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy Flooring.
KMOX Enter Service Weekend, sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation.
You've been wanting to check out that news story that everyone's talking about, but you just can't find the time. That's why the On Deadline podcast is here. We pull together interviews from Odyssey's radio newsrooms across the country and add important context so you can really get the news fast. From wildfires and catastrophes at sea to new laws and presidential candidates, we'll have coast-to-coast coverage for you all in one place. Subscribe to On Deadline on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center.
Have you ever felt like sitting back or giving up at a family gathering because you're tired of working so hard to hear? Have you ever avoided going to an event because you know you won't be able to hear well? Then your hearing loss that you're suffering from is ruining your quality of life. We have seen it firsthand, but I promise you, if you make your hearing a priority, we will make you a priority.
Dr. Bosler, what kind of response are you getting to your new hearing aids?
People are loving these new hearing aids and telling us that they provide a smooth sound, and they're giving a noticeable reduction in that interfering background noise, which allows for them to have more clarity and understanding in those noisier settings. Make an appointment to see us today, and we can help you get your quality of life back. You have nothing to lose.
Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center, 636-441-7470, or learn more, theaudiologycenterstl.com.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Graybar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Great to be along with you. It is the Cardinals and the Mets this afternoon at Busch Stadium. We just wrapped up the Cardinals Hall of Fame ceremony last hour. It was really nice to hear all of the tributes, and joining us, he was part of that ceremony. He's the president of baseball operations, John Mozeliak. John, thanks again for doing this. I know that things are busy over there with all these red jackets walking around. What a special day.
Oh, it's always a great day, and it's always a look back at your past. But, what's sort of interesting is there are so many guys that are up on that stage that we have connections to. And it's nice to spend some time with them before the ceremony and just be able to connect with them, see how their families are doing. But thinking back to their playing days, it's always just fun to reminisce. And, I was sorry I missed this last couple of days. I was actually dropping my son off at college, but so a very emotional weekend, but happy to be back here in St. Louis, and today was a special day for sure.
Can I talk about for a minute, dad to dad, because I'm going to experience that in a couple of years. I've been told by a lot of people, be ready for that. I mean, we know it's hard to begin with, and then it actually happens.
It's our second. We did it with our daughter a few years ago, and then of course now my son. But it's a rite of passage. It's something that obviously you hope that your children end up going to school and can learn to manage on their own. But yeah, it's always tough. Obviously, my wife was with me, so the tears came out. But it was we're happy for him, and it's exciting.
I bet. Proud parents, no doubt. You guys have done such a wonderful job with your kids. And Jose Oquendo, seeing him up there and you were part of that presentation was pretty special. And I got to do an event with him on Friday with Jose and with Hal Lanier up on stage in front of the crowd before the Mets game. And I just, I told Jose how happy I was for him. You're talking about somebody who's been with this organization for almost 40 years, Mo, and I know how much he means to you and all of your players.
It's sort of interesting, right? Like trying to capture in a sentence what it means for someone like Jose. But I think the easiest way to say it would be the guy's happiest with the fungo in his hands. In other words, he loves to teach. He loves to just be around the game. He's just someone that has immersed himself in the understanding of the game and was someone who was a student of the game, studied the game, and he was someone that always wanted to share it with anybody. But the people he touched are going to end up wearing red jackets. Yadier Molina, Albert Pujols, to name a few. Scott Rowland, most recently in the Major League Hall of Fame. So you think about who he's touched, and there's so many others of people you guys have never even heard of, but he literally just loves to work with players. And so I think of Jose, and I think of a fungo.
That's so good. And I heard him say in his speech that he was resistant to becoming part of Tony's big league staff, and then eventually did that and was such a big part. And he and Albert and Yachty and so many others just on this incredible level of understanding of the game. And it is absolutely great to see. And you know what, Mo? His eyes light up when I mention names like Jordan Walker and Mason Wynn. And when it came to Wynn, and that was the day that Mason was about to make his Major League debut, he said to me, we need to give some patience to. I mean, to understand where he is in life and at this stage of his career. But I know he worked hard with Mason.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because he and I were talking, before the ceremony today, and he's like, look, it's like what we're seeing right now with our club. Obviously, it's not what our fan base wants to see in terms of wins and losses, but there is some excitement about the youth and where this franchise may end up going because of this youth movement. But there's a word that's going to be associated with that for some time right now, and that's patience. And I know that's hard. Look, I understand that people want to see a winning product out there, and it's going to be on our responsibility, meaning the front office, to find ways to get us back to winning, but still being able to embrace some of these younger players and surround them with others to help us get us over the hump. And And, Mason is a classic example of somebody that you're going to have patience with. And I think it's the right word. I know it's not the right sales pitch, but it is the right word.
It's pretty neat to see him running around in a Cardinals uniform wearing number 0. He certainly looks the part, has that great speed too, and great ability. I know that he felt the nerves probably leading into it, but it seemed to me like he looked very comfortable out there. He didn't look out of place, that's for sure.
I think he is someone that over the course of this season at AAA, he has gained confidence, right? I mean, you look at his season, obviously April and May did not get off to the start maybe he had hoped, but he's made adjustments, and I think those adjustments come with confidence. And so I'm certainly excited to see him in person today. I look forward to saying hello to him before the game, and obviously, we're excited about what we have here with him and a Jordan Walker and some of these younger players getting an opportunity. I do agree with fans. I hope we can find ways to still win baseball games this season. It's not over, and I expect us to do our best till we get to October.
It's incredible to think Jordan Walker's only 21 also, and in visiting with Willie McGee in a separate event yesterday that we did at Ballpark Village, he also said to the crowd and to me, here's a guy who's only played outfield so many times in the big leagues, let alone any time. And so he's working his way through that, and he continues to hit at a high level. It's fun to watch. John Mozeliak is with us here on KMOX. I just saw that Ollie Marmol announced that Drew Rom is going to make the start on Monday. Wow. And this guy has already had people's heads turning, hasn't it? What are you, 18 strikeouts in 2 starts, Mo?
Yeah, again, another younger guy that we acquired in a trade. I don't want to put too much pressure on any one person, but, when you look at what's happening with us at the big leagues right now, we definitely felt like we had to give Libby a couple extra days. And so we're going to need a spot start tomorrow. And just based on how Drew Rom is thrown, we thought we'd give him the opportunity. He is on the roster, so that makes it a little bit easier. And, hopefully he shows well.
Dakota Hudson showed well in his last few starts. He's 4-0 with a 4.03 ERA. He's looking like a pitcher who's trying to get his name back into the mix for the rotation. I know regardless, you're going to be looking around this offseason for some help, but it is nice to have a Dakota Hudson in the mix, isn't it?
No, it's great watching guys go out and take advantage of these opportunities. Obviously the season didn't go the way he had hoped in terms of starting at AAA. Hit some rough patches along the way, but, he's getting an opportunity right now at the big leagues, and he's making the most of it.
The Cardinals will have the Mets here, and then they start that series tomorrow in Pittsburgh against the Pirates. Mo, just a final thing for you as you look at injuries. We don't need to go through the whole list. It'll take us a while, but what is?
I have to dedicate an hour.
It's mind-boggling. What's the latest you can give us? Let me throw the most recent ones at you in Lars Nootbaar and Nolan Gorman. How are they?
So I think they're pointed in the right direction. I'm very hopeful that by the time we get to the Philly series, both those guys will be ready to come off the IL. So that's my hope. So we'll see over the next few days, but that's what I would anticipate. Yes. And then I think one other guy in terms of Jake Woodford, he'll definitely get one more rehab appearance. And then the other group we'll have to just discuss some other day.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
Yeah, there really are. There are a lot, but those two I wanted to touch on quickly with you. I really appreciate this as always. Thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of your day with all those Hall of Famers.
All right, thank you. See you, Tommy.
Thank you. John Mozeliak, President of Baseball Operations, always joining us at 11:30 on Sunday. That's his spot, and we appreciate that very much. We'll take a break. When we come back, Joseph Newgarden. He is the driver on the IndyCar circuit, and he will be here next week. Actually, this coming weekend, they start qualifying, so he'll be here in a few days to get things going over at Worldwide Technology Raceway. We'll also take a little look around sports for you before we go. It's a noon departure here, but we're right back at it with Cardinals pregame. Joe Pott has that at 12:20, 1:15 first pitch. Don't forget, City tonight, 8:30, Y98 FM with an 8:10 pregame. We're back on Sports on a Sunday morning after these words.
If you're thinking about doing a little home improvement, especially one that you don't have to do the installation, think about getting a Beam central vacuum system. It's the kind of home upgrade that really checks all the boxes, because when you compare and evaluate, a Beam system makes so much sense. There's a reason why nearly every high-end home in St. Louis is built with a Beam. A Beam vacuum system is very smart because it adds value to your home. Beam whole house vacuum system starts at just $11.99, including installation, and it's an investment not just in your home, but in a healthy lifestyle. Every time you vacuum, you'll save time because a Beam is more efficient and 5 times stronger, so you'll clean better in less time. And since you're getting all the deep down dirt and grit, vacuuming with a Beam will keep your rugs and carpets looking brand new for many years to come. So you get value from your Beam system every day. Call Beam of St. Louis today. 314-567-1515 or online at beamstl.com.
Beam's home sale is starting early. Every system for every size home now on sale.
Broadcasting from the Underline Three Lawyers. GetJim.com studios.
KMOX. Hi, I'm Maria Kina, inviting you to join us for our annual KMOX blood drive in memory of Brett Bloom. Brett fought cancer in 2019. We asked you then to donate blood, and the response, it was overwhelming. We lost Brett. But there are so many people today, right now, who need your help. The KMOX Blood Drive in memory of Brett Bloom, Thursday, August 24th from 2 to 7 p.m. Call 1-800-RED-CROSS or redcrossblood.org and use the sponsor code KMOX.
Manchester Coin and Jewelry is the estate buyers. From fine jewelry to costume jewelry, watches, working or not, on Manchester Road west of 141, it's Manchester Coin and Jewelry, the estate buyers.
Carol Daniel for Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Did you know that being in direct sunlight can make the air feel 10 to 15 degrees warmer than it actually is because of the sun's rays touching your skin? So find some shade, my friends, or better yet, call Chesterfield Fence and Deck and ask about their pergola with the structured louvered roof system. With a click of a remote control or even an app on your phone, you can open, close, slant, or slide the louvers into place. That means shade in your backyard and cooler temperatures. Call Chesterfield Fence and Deck in the month of August. Mention my name, Carol Daniel, and you get 48 months interest-free financing. You also get a free consultation and free project design to have your new deck or remodeled deck built. They do that all the time, all over the St. Louis metro area. 636-532-4054. In August, you get this deal: 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project with Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
I'm Jim Onder. Not all law firms are created equal. Don't risk your future with just any firm. See how Onder Law is different.
Onder Law. Call 314 or 618-9000 to learn more.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. Improve your gas mileage by properly inflating tires and taking your car in for a tune-up. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Now, Y98 presents 90 and 60. A look back at St. Louis City's match in Leagues Cup play against Club America. Presented by Ponce Health Sciences University. Creating new pathways and careers in healthcare.
Martin able to get it outside. Parker and Co racing back. It's fed to Quinones in the spot. Quick header, and it's just a little wide. Pompeo into the box now. Right foot. Oh, another save by Malagone. Diving effort. Smacked out towards Straub, but he could not get to the ball before it's cleared by Club America. Club America gets a steal. Alvarez was the intended recipient, but the ball slips back. It gets banged home by Zendejas. And that will make it 4-0. Club America. Club America 4, St. Louis City SC nothing.
This has been 90 and 60, presented by Ponce Health Sciences University. St. Louis City returns to the pitch August 20th when they face Austin. Together Credit Union pregame at 8, kick at 8:30 on Y98 St. Louis.
Aspiring to be a doctor? Didn't score well on the MCAT? Gain all the confidence you need to succeed at Ponce Health Sciences University. PHSU west of City Park on the corner of Jefferson and Market prepares students for every aspect of a medical career. A Master of Sciences in Medical Science degree. An MSMS from Ponce prepares students for the coursework, the time commitment, and the rigor for a future in healthcare. Learn more at stlouis.psm.edu. That's stlouis.psm.edu.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to KMOX. Tom Ackerman with you. Well, here we go. We are just days away, actually, from the Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. IndyCar is back. They're selling very well. I know that we get a nice regional draw, and I know this guy is a big reason for that, because we have with us the winner of the Indianapolis 500, one of the greatest, dare I say, the best driver out there right now in IndyCar, and that is Joseph Newgarden. It's great to have you on KMOX. How are you?
I'm great. That's a big statement, a lot to live up to, but I feel good about it. You know, we've had a lot of luck and a lot of good opportunity, and love running here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. It's been a great track to us over the years.
What do you like about the track? You've been very successful here.
Yeah, you know, they're all different. IndyCar, the great thing about it is it requires versatility. You've got to be good on so many different types of tracks. And, you know, Indianapolis is totally different to what we do here. I think this track really requires it requires a confidence from you because it's a shorter oval. You know, you're more committed, I think, in the race car. When you enter the corner here, the car's very loaded up. You're doing 200 miles per hour, and you've got to be able to do that the entire time. But it's also when you're close proximity with other cars. In order to get through people or to make moves, you've got to be assertive and very confident. And not everybody is on an oval like this. They can be a little bit more timid. So that's a difference maker, I think, if you can find that confidence in the race car.
August 27th, 2:30 start approximately. Potential to be very hot. How does that change things for you?
It's just you're going to assess the conditions and try and build the race car accordingly to that. You know, if it's 20 degrees cooler, we're gonna prepare the car differently. You'd be amazed at how much that difference in ambient temperature or track temperature really requires a different approach. It's the fun part about it, though. You know, when we show up to a track, it's about solving the problem quicker than everybody else around you. And so we'll see what it is. If it's warm, you know, typically the car doesn't want to turn as well. So you're adding more and more front wing to the car, trying to get it to actually stick. That's a little bit of the inside of what we struggle with. But it's a good thing, because the more challenging it is on the day, the more I think we can shine, you know, and be better than the competition around us. So I always invite a challenging condition set.
You were just at Indy, and sorry, it was a short race for you, but you were just there. What are they saying about us? What do they say about St. Louis? People buzz about what's going on here.
People love this track. You know, for me, it's been a great track. We've won 4 of the last 6, which is really cool. But then they also, you know, they look at us and say, well, you're a shoo-in to win again this year. So that's the hard thing. You got kind of a target on your back, but it is by far, you know, a fan favorite. I'd say it's a driver favorite. Everybody loves this style of racing. It's short oval racing. So, you know, a little bit on the bigger side, I'd say, for a short oval, but still the style is very much short oval racing, where it's fast, it's intense. Like I said, you have to be very confident the way you drive a car around here. And I think it's really fun for people to watch an IndyCar race out here. You know, it's one thing to watch it on TV or to be told about it. You just cannot replicate the experience in person. It's a very visceral sport. You know, the smells, the sights, the sounds. You know, it's full body when you go out to a track like this. It's really cool to see. And you know, I think you walk away if you see an event out here with a different appreciation for what motorsports is.
You know, I grew up an IndyCar fan, and through the years, the 80s, and then I saw the kart IRL split, and then coming back together, and I saw the sport go through some ebbs and flows. It does feel like it's in a good place right now. It's drawing well. I mean, Indy's Indy, but Nashville, for instance, you were just there. It's your hometown. You finished 4th there in an environment that looked pretty good to me.
It's very healthy. You know, I think if you look at motorsports across the entire landscape, there's so much interest in it. You know, and some of that's just information flow. There's, you know, people are more and more interested in what goes into the craft of racing cars. You know, I think back in the day, it was a little bit more unknown, and all that really went into the sport. And now they have so much more access to the information on, you know, how do the teams work? Why are there so many engineers? You know, why is it important to have great mechanics? Like, why do pit stops matter? You know, what are you doing weekend to weekend? There's so much more that's interesting about the sport that I think people are drawn into it. And we've got to continue to capitalize on that. We got to keep giving these people that are interested in motorsports reasons to watch and more information. And I think, look, Worldwide Technology Raceway is one of the best to do it right now. I think with the Bommarito Automotive Group and Curtis at the track, they've really just tried to put the fans at the focus. For sure, one of the best things about IndyCar racing right now is the accessibility. You go to any other type of sporting event, you cannot get up close and personal with the athletes or the teams and see exactly what they're doing right before they get on the field. And you can do that in IndyCar racing. You can do it really well at this track. So it's definitely a great point for us.
I've watched several races from all different angles, but in particular, Turn 4, which is where Bommarito usually has a lot of their hospitality there. A lot of people want to be able to see the pits. That's exciting to them to be able to see the crew. And there is so much that goes into a team winning. It is a team sport in so many ways, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's getting more difficult to win now because, details always mattered in the sport, but they matter more than ever right now. And you almost have to have a perfect day. You can't make mistakes. It's hard to recover from mistakes. So, whether that's a pit stop or a strategy call that we're making or something I do behind the wheel, it all has to go perfectly. The car can't break. People think that's like a simple piece to it, but it's actually easy to miss something. These are super highly tuned race cars. If one little part breaks, it's your day over. So there's just a lot of complexity to it. And like you said, the pit stops are actually quite exciting. When they come in and they've got to absolutely nail a pit stop in 6 seconds, it's easier said than done. I'll say that.
Now, my teenage daughter watched the last race in Indy with me, and I love that she's asking me all these questions. She said, "Dad, why aren't the cars all the same speed? I mean, if they're all that great, then why are some faster than others?" And I answered it not as articulate as you just did, but that they're so finely tuned that it takes so much to put these machines together. It's remarkable. You really have to be surrounded by the right people.
Absolutely. And I love, and this is how I describe it, what I love about racing is it's solving a problem every weekend, and it's a new problem every time we show up. Even this specific track, which we've won at 4 out of the last 6 times, you would think, oh, you've already solved the problem. You got it figured out. It changes every year. The tire's a little different. The track wears a little bit every year. Conditions, like you said, what if it's 20 degrees hotter or cooler? It doesn't really matter. Maybe there's a new part on the car, et cetera, that we've got to account for. It's a new problem every single time. And for me, it's like my greatest love is trying to show up to the racetrack and figure out that problem with my team quicker than the rest of them.
Because in the end, it is about the driver. Not that you're responsible for everything, but a lot does fall on your shoulders, doesn't it? And in a lot of ways, you are the face of that team, and the driver gets the job done. So I'll ask you the pressure question. What is that like for you? I mean, having so much success, how do you feel week to week trying to live up to expectations?
It's a tough gig. You don't understand the full responsibility of it when you're young. When you're young, you think, okay, if I can drive the car faster than everybody else, that's my job. And if I'm good at that, that's going to keep my job. But then when you get into this at the professional level, you learn really quickly that you do have a lot more responsibility than you realize. I mean, you are absolutely the motivation of the team. Everything is centered around you, whether you like it or not. You've got to know exactly what you want from the car. And if you don't have it, you got to direct everybody around you to help you get it. And if you can't have that sense about you, or that sense about what the car is doing or not doing, or what you like or don't like, it's really hard to succeed. And so you got to thrive within that pressure. It's not for everybody. Believe me, if I couldn't figure that out and, be the face and, be the confidence inspirer, then it would be hard to sustain success at this level. It's just not possible. So, but that's what makes it fun. It's no different than any other team. It still takes all the individuals working together. There's definitely a couple different people that have got to bring, that confidence to the group and keep leading with the direction.
That's why winning is such a thrill, because only one person gets to do it. And you could just see it last week. You could see Graham gets out of the car, didn't look so thrilled, and he was right there. And Scott Dixon passes him at the end, big smile. There's such a fine line, isn't there, for those two feelings?
Oh, absolutely. I think every race is that way. But this year, experiencing Indianapolis, like we were talking about earlier, it really magnified it for me. I had been there 11 years prior. This is my 12th attempt. And having your heart broken 11 years in a row, it was amazing what it felt like having finally won it the 12th time out. But it is a fine line. There's a lot of people that walk away pissed off and unhappy, and there's only one happy group when they leave.
We can't wait to see it all unfold. Worldwide Technology Raceway on August 27th, although the 26th, you should go out. I mean, there's qualifying, there's practice. The Indy Lights will be there as well. It should be a good day, but the 27th, it's on 2:30, big audience worldwide on television, and certainly here in St. Louis. Can't wait for this. Bommarito Automotive Group 500, going to be fun.
Thank you. Everybody get your tickets, www.traceway.com. And like you said, go both days because there's so much action to check out.
Listen to Joseph doing a little commercial there for us. Bommarito Automotive Group 500. I've had a great partnership with Curtis Francois and Chris Blair for a number of years, getting them ready for NASCAR and what that was going to mean for the area. Now they've sold out back-to-back NASCAR races. But IndyCar has been going for a while now, and Chris told me that tickets are selling very well. So if you want to get them, I would do it now. www.raceway.com. You can get tickets. They are on sale. They have, a number of different price ranges. I'm not sure about hospitality, what's still available, but I would just go www.raceway.com and check it out. And by the way, the weather forecast next Sunday is very good, a high of only 85. This is sports on a Sunday morning. We have Cardinal baseball next.
Run. Don't walk, because Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo are coming live. Funtastic 2023 with special guest Chris Trapper. This Wednesday night at Steeple Theater. 4-time Grammy winners and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo. Get tickets now at